Hey guys, I'm about halfway through my cruise, so I'm starting to plan on, so I'm just backing out here, what my next blast cycle will be. And I'm not still 100% decided, but I think I have an idea, which is I'm going to pick a new compound to take. I've blasted with two different steroid cycles. Well, I've done it, blasted 3 times, but two different like recipes, if you will, combinations. And the first one was testosterone and primobolan, and then I added Anavar at the end of the cycle, and that one worked great. That was my first one, and I got a lot of lean muscle mass. A 3-month cycle, about 400 tests primobolan. Again with that Anavar. By the end, I looked at myself and was looking at myself in the mirror and being like, damn, like I could barely, it was like I didn't even recognize who I was looking at. Okay, when I also was training really hard and my diet was on point, and I was on HGH2. Second cycle and third cycle blast was a testosterone, Masteron, and Nandrolone, which again worked great. It was more bulking. Like I noticed a fullness, and I believe that's due to the Nandrolone and obviously high testosterone, and Masteron even helps to a degree, putting on size. So it was a lot more pronounced. It was a little bit, like, I would consider it stronger. Like, you noticed it within 2 weeks, as opposed to the primobolan. It took like a month or two to really start to notice the effects. Okay, so it was quicker, it was stronger, maybe a little bit more. It was harsher on the side effects because I did, specifically my second one, got acne pretty bad actually. So that's why I'm changing. One of the reasons why I'm going to change it to something new. And blood pressure was okay, nothing too bad. And everything else, blood work, I just had blood work done the other day, and it's fine. Even though I'm cruising right now, no issues there with kidney or liver enzymes or markers or anything like that. So I think it was a safe one. It worked. I'll put that on the back burner as far as ones to do. Maybe I'll do the same in the future, but I'm going to try something different for my next one, I believe. And what I'm going to do is run a high test with EQ, Equipoise. And I heard mixed things about Equipoise. I've done a lot of research in it, and I've even made video in the past saying I would never do it, but here I am. And there's a few reasons I'm going to do it. The first one, which is, not the ideal reason why you want to pick a compound, but it's cheap. Like, compared to like a primobolan, which is like $120 I get it for a vial, and it's 100 milligrams per milliliter of that. So like if you're doing like 300-400 milligrams of it a week, that's like 2.5 weeks, not even of doing it. Like, you're going through $120 every 2.5 weeks. I get Equipoise, I believe, for $60 or $70 a vial, and the vial is 300 milligrams per milliliter. So in total, at like 10 milliliters, that's 3,000 milligrams. Okay. So if I buy 2 vials and I'm doing 400 milligrams a week, that works out to, I believe, like, 15 weeks cycle for $140. Right? Not bad. And then the test I get for relatively cheap too, around the same price. So, and that's 250 milligrams per milliliter. So I got two or 3 vials of test and 2 of EQ. That works out to like, I don't know, $280 and some change. Nothing big, no big deal. And that gives me more money to use towards things like human growth hormone, right? So if I'm blowing through all my money on the anabolics, it's like, then I have to buy the growth hormone. It's like, okay, that's kind of breaking my budget a little bit. I could do it, but it's like, I'm really invested into it, If I could get same or equal results on the Equipoise as primobolan, if not better, because it's got a better anabolic rating, I believe, than Equipoise does, than primobolan, and around the same androgenic rating, then why not? I'm going to try it out. It's the thing about equipoise is it takes some time, but I'm gonna probably run a little bit longer of a cycle. Again, 50. I got 2 vials that last for like 15 weeks, so I think if I just ran at 400 milligrams a week of that. Equipoise is like a testosterone base. Okay, is it liquid? I want to say that it's D-bol. Like equipoise, I believe is liquid D-bol. Don't quote me on that. I think it is though. Obviously different because D-bol would be methylated if it's an oral. But yeah, so it's not going to affect your liver the same as like an oral would. But I heard things that it affects your kidneys. But yeah, at the doses I'm doing, like I'm not going to push past 400. So 400. I'll start with 300 test, 400 EQ, and by the second month I'll boost my test up to 400 if everything's going smoothly, and then monitor my shit from there. And then maybe the third or fourth month I'll add an oral again. We'll see if everything's going. Maybe I'll test my blood work in the third month, and if everything's looking good, I'll add an oral. So yeah, but I heard, okay, so people say that Masteron's a poor man's Primobolan, but I'm going to say that EQ is kind of the poor man's Primobolan because I think they're more similar. I think the results, this is from my research anyway, more similar. Masteron has a bit of a different characteristics, even though all three are known to mitigate estrogen levels or affect, at least estrogen effects in the body. And so that's something obviously I want to keep in mind. And the way I see it, it's like, this is kind of like, I listen to a lot of guys who are like pro bodybuilders, and even though like I don't aspire to be one, I really listen to their cycles, like off-season cycles and their contest prep cycles. And I'm going to treat this kind of like a contest prep cycle, because it's the same duration, around 16 weeks in length. You titrate the testosterone up, and then a little bit at the beginning, and then down towards the end, and then equipoise throughout it, and then eliminate the equipoise, and then add orals in to really harden you up, right? A lot of time they use Winstrol, but I think Anavar could be an option. Potentially T-ball too, but I think Anavar will be my go-to. And yeah, and then at the end, eliminate the EQ and then bring down the test levels and increase the Anavar. Then you'll really harden up, and I think that'll be a really good cycle. In relatively safe. Again, we'll monitor my blood work to make sure at the third month to make sure that it will be. And at the same time, start doing HGH again. I'm not doing HGH at the moment. I took a few months off it, just because. And no real reason. I probably should have continued doing it. I still have some. I still have like 3 vials of it. I'll buy more vials of it. And once I start, maybe a month before I start blasting, I'll do the HGH. So it's kind of kicking in full gear. Literally full gear, everything working together. By the time the second or third month of my cycle hits, it'll be all working together, right? And complement that with a high degree of training and food. I have my training and my food pretty good at the moment. Working out, I just hit the gym now. I work out 3-4 times a week, and now I'm doing boxing again more frequently. I had an injury in my hand, so I wasn't able to box for 2 months. But now I am getting back into that. I got new gloves, which help protect my hands. And so I'm going to definitely trim up, harden up. I'm at 212 now. My goal is to get below 200 by the time that I do my next blast, because it's good to be a bit trim as much as possible, Anyway, so that's where I'm at with that. What do you guys think about that, adding equipoise? Who has experience with equipoise? Do you like it as a compound, or would you prefer Primobolan? I might switch. I might do the Primo again. It works. If I can afford it, I can afford it. It works. I don't know. But Equipoise, I believe, it's testosterone as opposed to DHT-derived steroid. So it's like, in the anabolic load is kind of the same as testosterone. So it's like you're doing more testosterone, but with less androgenic effects because testosterone is more androgenic. So you can stack it on testosterone. It's like you're doing more testosterone, but without the anabolic effects, if that makes sense. So it's like you're doing 800 test without getting gynecomastia. Okay. That's my and obviously there's more to it than that. It is a different compound, and that might be a simplification, but it's I think it's valid nonetheless. So yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. What are your thoughts? Leave in the comments section below. Like this video and subscribe if you want to hear more of my content. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.